Alright, so what is good, everybody on YouTube? It is your boy Jay 3 times, and we're back at it with another video, with a flashback video. A U.S. Marine and a serial killer? Whew. Now we probably heard of Marines probably killing people, right? Like, Oswald, what's his name? Oswald Lee Harvey. Lee Harvey, the dude that killed JF Kennedy. He was a former Marine. You probably heard some other people, but this dude I'm going to talk about, cold. This dude was cold, man. But anyways, his name was Andrew Urdiales. Urdiales. Hopefully I said it right. I don't know. Urdiales? I don't know. But anyways, we're going to get into his backstory. But first, before we get into that, I do want to say this particular this story here, well, not his story, but one of his survivors was actually on a television show called I Survived, and she does tell the story about him, and she tells how his demeanor was, how he was acting, and like everything. And if you watch it, it's pretty crazy to like see.
Because I tried to say everything, and his goal was to execute a plan. You could see it in his eyes. It was like he was like a demon. I've never seen a person act like that. Ever. And just looking at him, he looked different. If I would have seen what he looked like now the night before, I would have never went near that car. It was just oozing out of his body. He was just pure evil.
Anyways, we're going to get straight to this article. But yeah, as a U.S. Marine, Andrew Urdiales had promised to follow the core values of the force. His duty was to protect U.S. citizens and prepare to fight with courage in battle. Suddenly, the awkward teen had always struggled. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Who had always struggled to fit in. Growing up, had found something he was passionate about. Armed combat. Andrew, 19, signed up to be a U.S. Marine soon after leaving high school. And from 1984, he was sent to Camp Pendleton in California, where he was given extensive training. He was taught how to use a weapon and fight at close quarters. But no one realized what Andrew was actually planning to use these skills for. He hadn't joined the Marines out of a sense of patriotism. He wanted to learn to defend himself, and more importantly, how to attack. On the night of January 18, 1986, Andrew headed out to Saddleback Community College campus in Mission, whatever, with a hunting knife in his car. Then he came across a popular art student, Robin Brandley, 23 years old, who had just been volunteering as an usher at a piano concert. And walking back to her car, Andrew pounced and stabbed her 41 times before leaving her dead in the car park. It was there. It was the start of a killing spree that lasted a decade. Now, I'm pretty sure, I feel like I read more about this. No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about something else. But it's crazy, y'all. It's so crazy. I was just thinking about another article I literally had just read. There is another U.S. Marine and serial killer. And the dude that, I'm just thinking about something else. This dude had before he even joined the Marine Corps, he was already killing people. I was thinking he did that, but it's somebody else. Let's continue. Over the next 2 years, Andrew kept his cover as a law-abiding Marine. But inside, he knew he was capable of murder. And people around him were starting to notice that he didn't fit in. Those serving along Andrew noted that he was socially awkward with an odd twitch. Despite this, he was promoted to corporal while stationed at 29 Palms, California. But he was nicknamed Corporal Urinalysis because of his last name, right? Crazy. And once his senior ranks realized that no one was willing to take commands from him, he was quietly demoted. Ooh. And his mugshot picture is in the article. He doesn't. Yeah, he looks like a. He does kind of look socially awkward. I feel like he would look like that if I saw him in person. But yeah. Now we get to continue the article. More victims. On July 17th, 1988, he picked up prostitute Julie McGee, 29 years old. After having sex with her, he shot her in the head and dumped her body in a ditch. Boosted by the kill, he struck just 2 months later in San Diego. His victim was another sex worker, Mary Ann Wells, 31 years old. Again, he shot her after sex and then left her body in an abandoned warehouse. The following year in April, he picked up a prostitute, Tammy Irwin, 18 years old, in Palm Springs, and shot her in the head and the hip, killing her. By 1991, Andrew's inability to command, respect, and his odd nature saw him honorably discharged from the Marines. Andrew returned home to his parents in Chicago. But he was repeatedly drawn back to his killing ground. In September 1992, he returned to California for the holiday. On the 27th, he offered to give 19-year-old Jennifer Ebison a lift in his rental car as she walked to the bus stop. Now that right there, that is a girl I'm talking about. That was on the TV show I Survived. Hopefully I can find the clip and put it in this video right here, talking about her experience a little bit. This will show y'all that, it's real, she's a survivor. But anyways, let's continue. Andrew drove her out to the desert, raped her, and threw her in the boot. As he drove away, presumably to find a place to kill her, he stopped at the red light. Incredibly, Jennifer was able to escape, opened the boot, and escaped. She told police, but they didn't take her seriously, or realized they didn't take her seriously, or even realize that she had just escaped a serial killer. Andrew laid low for 3 years, but the lure to kill was too strong to resist. In March 1995, he returned to California and met sex worker Denise Maney, 32 years old, in Capital City, I think, yeah. He forced her into her car and drove out to the desert. Dang, boy, out to the desert again? Dang, bro, dang. Good Lord, people. After raping her, he stabbed her in the chest, shot her in the head, and then dumped her body. Good Lord! What? Oh my, drove her to the desert. Hold up, let me read that again. Bro. Drove her to the desert. After raping her, he stabbed her in the chest, shot her in the head, then dumped her body. Good Lord. That's insane, bro. Sheesh. All right, let me continue. By now, Andrew was a trusted security guard in a Chicago shopping mall. This gave him the confidence to kill nearer to home. In April 1996, he crossed the state line into Bloomington, Indiana, and murdered sex worker Laura, whoever her last name is, 25 years old. In the summer, police also found the bodies of prostitutes Cassandra, whoever, 21 years old, and Lynn Hubbard, 22. In 1997, Andrew, then 32 years old, was routinely stopped by a traffic police officer. They found a revolver in his car. Unable to produce a license for it, he was forced to hand it over and would prove to be his downfall. Detectives acted on the hunch and tested the gun against bullets found in the three Louis. Ah, man, I know. Dang, let's continue. Victims: Laura, Cassandra, and Lynn. They were a match. So, yeah, they tested the gun out, tested the bullet out against those victims, and it was a match. Justice is about to be served. Anyways, let's continue. Andrew was brought in for questioning about the 3 cases, but almost straight away, he led them to the other murders by suggesting they talk to California about 5 more unsolved murders. After getting away with these killings for so long, Andrew made a full confession to 8 murders. When asked for a motive, he didn't offer one. His only reasoning was that he had become irritated when the women began to beg for their lives. Dang. Heartless dude, boy. Heartless, cold son of a gun. Wicked dude. Good Lord, have mercy. With 8 victims across several states, the trial process lasted many years. In 2002, he was convicted of killing Laura, Cassandra, and Lynn Hubbard. He was sentenced to death, but then the state of Louisiana, Illinois, yes, I was thinking Louisiana. Illinois, yes. The state of Illinois abolished their death penalty, so the sentence was converted to life in prison. Then it made it, well, not obviously this year, but the year the article was published. In May this year, Andrew, now 54, was found guilty of the 5 murders in California. Robin Bradley, Julie McGee, Mary Ann Wells, Tammy Irwin, and Denise Mady. The defense argued that Andrew had suffered a difficult upbringing, even suggests that he had brain damage as a result of this particular alcohol syndrome due to his mom drinking during her pregnancy. But there is no justification for his crimes, and he was found guilty. The prosecution said the death penalty was the only fitting punishment for Andrew. When you think about the serial killings and the terrible things he did, it's hard to think of a person as, Urdiales as a person. He's a human monster, they said. He doesn't even deserve to be on a planet with the rest of us. Unlike Illinois, California still has the death penalty. So now, we continue, and we're going to talk about his survivor, who had faced this man in court. Now let's continue. After the sentencing in October, Andrew said that he respected the jury's decision. I understand how they voted, he said. If I were a juror in my case, I would probably have done the same thing. There's no hard feelings. He offered sincere apologies to everyone involved in the trials for having to hear the gore details of his crimes. The judge said that his impulsive crimes of violence had been committed to satisfy his own lust and anger on those weaker than himself, while loved ones told the trauma they have been through, losing innocent victims and waiting justice. Jennifer Eberson, who escaped Andrew in 1992, spoke to him directly in court. I sincerely forgive you. And that does not mean what you did was right. It does not mean that one bit, she said, with astonishing compassion. And that does not mean that you don't deserve the death penalty. And the judge agreed. Andrew was given the death penalty for each victim, making sure that even if one was overturned in the future, he still faced execution. Finally, Andrew's victims had justice. Yeah, y'all. So that is basically the story of the U.S. Marine and serial killer. Now, there actually is 2, which is actually really crazy. I'm not going to get into details with the second one, but I will tell you his name. His name is George, whatever. I can't pronounce names for Jack. George Torres. And this is the dude I was talking about, who had been killing people since before he joined the Marine Corps. So that's really crazy. He was also, I believe, given the death penalty as well. But if you want me to talk about that, or you just want to look it up, then just look it up. And I'll put his name right there somewhere in the video, and you can look it up. But anyways, y'all, that's it for this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Stay humble, stay motivated, stay inspired, stay positive. Stay tuned for more content. It is your boy J3 Times. I'm checking out. Peace.